In today's video, I will be giving 3 tips for one-handed players in Gorilla Tag. Let's get into it. Number 1 tip that I can't stress enough for being a one-handed player in Gorilla Tag is adjust your playstyle. If you were a wall player before and now you have one hand and you realize that you can't really play walls, adjust your playstyle. Try playing branches a little bit more. Branching is probably the most easiest mechanic in the game for being a one-handed player, instead of double walls or ground or whatever else you play. So first tip is adjust your playstyle. Let's move on to the second tip. So the second tip I have for being a one-handed player in Gorilla Tag is become more consistent. Build consistency, because now that you don't have 2 controllers, you only have 1 controller. And so you'll notice that you are a lot less consistent than what you were with 2 controllers. So what I mean by building more consistency is just finding routes and kind of getting good at them, because you only have 1 controller, so you won't be able to do like certain branch routes or just freestyles that you might have with 2 controllers. So it's just find things, play the game kind of slow, like a casual, maybe by yourself, or if you want a challenge, you can do it in like a default lobby. Just kind of branch around and build that consistency up. And yeah, let's move on to the third tip. The last tip for this video for you one-handed players that play this game, I can't stress it enough, but it's play Gorilla Tag. The more you play with one hand, the better you'll become with one hand. And by the time you guys reach 2 hands, you'll just have to readjust, but think about how much better you'll be dominant with, let's just say, your least dominant hand. You could probably become ambidextrous. You'll be able to do left-hand walls, branch with your left hand, and some stuff like that. So the more you play, the better you'll become. That's one thing about Gorilla Tag. Despite all these YouTubers and the tips and tricks and routes that you guys watch, it's really about you applying yourself and playing the game if you really want to learn and become better. So that's pretty much it. Those are the 3 tips for one-handed players in Gorilla Tag.